Hi, I'm Amy Hovious. I work in technology services at the University of Illinois. I am part of the innovation and research IT teams. I am currently leading the research IT support efforts as well as our cloud initiatives. AWS, Amazon Web Services, is a cloud computing service. You could think of it as a collection of building blocks that can be mixed and matched to perform processing. You can do everything from hosting a web page to high performance computing and all the things in between. The AWS cloud can impact all corners of campus and beyond. The cloud sparks education innovation by helping to reduce costs, improve service delivery, and increase student access to education. The cloud can be utilized in a wide range of areas. It can be used to streamline IT operations, give students hands-on experience with the latest tools and technologies, or enable researchers to do things they may have never realized even possible. This last year has brought many challenges, as everyone knows. However, it also brought about some opportunities to push the boundaries of technologies in ways that hadn't previously been done. One really great example of that is the work that was done with the Shield and the COVID-19 testing here at the University of Illinois. The cloud plays a critical role in the success of this. One particular use with AWS is that all of the university's Shield COVID-19 test result data is processed in AWS. We process 10,000 to 15,000 tests daily, and each test costs less than a penny to process, which amounts to about $20 a day. This is a case that really highlights the impact that the cloud can have. On-demand resources, as well as moving into more cloud-native tools, open up a world of possibilities. And it can be done in record time in responsive and flexible ways. And all of that is within reach here at Illinois. Dr. Brad Sutton, a researcher at Beckman Institute, moved MRI data processing to Amazon Web Services, helping researchers at Illinois contribute to our evolved understanding of the human brain.
I'm often helping them on the imaging side set up exactly how to run the experiments, what type of data to collect, but also helping them on the post-processing side. We have a couple of projects where computational power and the processing time is a critical bottleneck, and it can take 400 nodes, 4 hours in order to take one data set from one single subject and produce a mechanical property map. And it requires about 30 hours to break the brain up into pieces, and about 30 hours then to figure out what the connections are between the different pieces in the brain. And that would be for every subject, and we have 100 subjects. A lot of our investigators have a few computers in their lab, and then they may have access to a cluster. And there we can set up analysis streams, we can test out a few things on a few subjects. But when it comes time to run the big job, especially if you have, as in the case that we used Amazon Cloud for, we had 230 subjects run twice. So we had 460 data sets. That goes beyond what any of the labs would be able to process in a reasonable amount of time. So I think one of the surprising things was that it was so cheap to get all this data processed. We had 460 subjects that ran for 30 hours apiece across machines all at the same time, and it cost around $3,500 to get all that run. In comparison, most of the labs are purchasing a single workstation for the lab that costs about the same price. So that single workstation, it would take many years in order to process that data. So it turns out it's a really economical way to go. And if I had a single workstation, I have to wait that time. Whereas with Amazon, I can go as fast as I want. I can get it done in 3 days or even quicker. This is enabling us to process information in lots of different ways, lots of different parameters to look at. We can really start to understand how do these methods work, what are they reflecting in the data. Whereas before we were just hoping to extract the piece of information that we were interested in. I think people are attracted to the University of Illinois for the computational resources, for the community. There's a lot of these things. I think this Amazon interaction is something that may not be exactly unique to Illinois, but I think having people in place to make the connections, to make it easy to use, that's unique to Illinois.
Dr. Sutton was tracing neural pathways through MRI imaging, and the data set he needed to analyze would take over 4 months on the machines he had available locally. We worked with him, and he was able to use AWS to run the same code on the entire data set in 2 days. Doing this using on-demand instances made it possible for him to spend only around $3,000 for 4 months worth of work time. And there are even more affordable options available now to be able to do that same level of work. We are here to help you navigate the cloud. As I mentioned, we are continuing to strengthen our support, build out skill development, and create an environment where we can guide you to the solutions and support you need. Our approach is human-centered. It is not just about the technology, but how you use it. We are here to enable that, to open the doors for you to do amazing things. One thing we are actively exploring right now is testing out a new software called Ronin. This provides an interface layer to AWS that helps people with various levels of experience get started quickly and effectively. We are testing this for this year to see if it leads to an improved experience to AWS by lowering that barrier to entry. I look forward to exploring this tool, continuing to build out our support efforts, and finding new and innovative ways to enable people to take advantage of AWS.